So here we are, Brands Hatch. Unbelievably, we have made it with a car that looks like it's going to do laps. It made it around the car park yesterday. So yeah, we've got a car. We're at Brands. A really, really tough last 10 days. It has really taken its toll on me. So we had a bit of an off. Just cut a corner due to going in a bit hot at Alton Park less than 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it caused, as you've probably seen, a colossal amount of damage. I only picked the car up Friday night at 8 o'clock from the body shop. So yesterday was the rebuild day for me. 14.5-hour day, putting it all back together, and set off at 3 o'clock this morning from Leicester down to Brands with the car to see what we can do. So a few nerves, I guess, a bit of uncertainty. I know the car inside out, and I've covered off everything that I could see, but there's obviously a lot of unknowns. None of the components that were damaged in the accident, unfortunately, were on the shelf, so I had to call upon some friends in the industry to pull some strings and get me panel work and splitters and radiator packs and brake hoses and diffusers and everything that got demolished, as well as obviously all the bodywork, the jigging, the painting, the new front end. It's been a real colossal effort from 4 people, myself included, to get this thing here today. Yeah, apprehensively, I am looking forward to seeing whether I have any energy left to drive it. Okay, so we're just back in from warm-up, which is session 1. Literally, I was expecting nothing more than to just drive laps in the car, to be honest with you. Obviously not being able to drive it any distance other than round the car park outside the unit. There really is no guarantee that everything's going to be okay. So came here as a test, really, prove a point, prove we could do it, prove we could turn the car around in that amount of time, and then, you know, it seems to be good on paper, but you never know. So just spinning laps, I think it was 54, 55 seconds laps. Obviously nothing good at all, but we had a spongy brake pedal, but the rest of the car felt okay. There was a slight vibration, but I wasn't overly concerned. I guess I was just looking out for noises, creaks, bumps, anything that was untoward with the car. And there really wasn't anything other than the spongy brake pedal. So in the accident, there was a rear brake line that was ruptured. It was ripped off. So I couldn't bleed the brakes on my own yesterday. So we had a quick go this morning before warm-up, but we didn't get on very well. So I know why the pedal's spongy, but that didn't exactly inspire confidence for warm-up. So span some laps, brought the car in. We're just going to strip it down a little bit now, just have a look, make sure that belts are all okay, bearings are good, put some spanners on it, and then hopefully, if we can get this brake pedal to come back, we'll have a proper push in the next session to see whether there's a half decent lap time in the car. But to say we're here, to say the car's just done a session, is unbelievable. The car should not be here, so really, really pleased. Yeah, ever grateful for all the help I get, and we'll see what today brings. just come back in from attack 1, what used to be practice session. Car felt mint straight out the box. Loads of grip, loads of power. Still turned down, but car felt responsive, felt good. Engine felt cracking. Brake pedal, absolutely bang on, back to its best. So thought I'd have a bit of a lean on the car, push it a little bit. So did an out lap, push lap. Returned to 51.8, which was okay. You know, there's a lot of people who never get a 51.8 round here. Considering we're kind of walking wounded, and the car's been through what it's been through is pretty unbelievable. I didn't want to push my luck any more than that. The 51.8 came quite easily, so brought the car back in again, just going through it, just trying to make sure I've not missed anything, or the areas that I've not even looked down the car after the accident are checked. I really don't want to go through that again this year. So just being really apprehensive, really tentative, not pushing my luck, just leaning on the car a bit more and listening to what the car feeds back to me, which will tell me how much more pace we've got. But there is definitely some more in it at the moment. We'll continue to improve, we'll continue to make checks, and then hopefully by the final this evening we'll have a fully checked car that we can properly push and see if we can get a podium out of today, which would be absolutely unbelievable.
But Susie has been catching up with Darren Spooner in the paddock.
Grabbing a quick couple of minutes with Darren Spooner. So good morning, Darren. How are you doing?
Good morning, Susie. How are you? I'm good.
So I didn't actually expect to see you back here today because Alton, you had let's say a little bumpy ride at the end.
Yes, so I had a slight excursion, ran the wrong side of a sausage curb and went into a huge hole or divot, and it pretty much destroyed the entire front of the car. So yeah, the last 10 days have been excruciating putting it back together to try and get back here.
And for anyone who's not aware, obviously the front end of your car is all completely bespoke, right?
Yep, absolutely. So everything is one-off. I have some spares for some of it, but I didn't have spare bumper, spare wings, spare rad pack, which is intercooler, radiator and oil cooler. I didn't have spare subframe, and because all the debris that came off the front went through the back, it took all the back out as well, so I didn't have any of my carbon rear arches. I didn't have a spare splitter. It has literally been the most arduous 10 days of my life. Putting back everything that was broken, as well as last Sunday dropping the car off at the body shop to be jigged straight. So they spent a week jigging it and repaneling the front end for me with steel panels. And then I picked that up Friday at 8 o'clock and spent 14.5 hours Saturday putting it back together somewhere near, and yeah, we've come here and it's about right. It's not great, but it's about right. We're down in the 51s, so it's more than I could have really dreamed of, and it's holding together, so hopefully we'll get to the end and it was all worthwhile.
I mean, it looks fantastic, so you wouldn't notice unless you talk, but it sounds like you've had quite a lot of work to get here then.
Yeah, so yeah, there's not been a lot of sleep, a lot of extra work to try and earn the money to pay for all of this stuff, as well as all the hours to put the thing back together. So yeah, my body and my mind and my bank balance is all absolutely shot to pieces. But I've made it, and that's a massive statement, so I'm just really, really pleased to be here and it not let me down so far.
Yeah, and I think you were saying earlier on in the season that you turn it down a bit just because you want that reliability, because otherwise you end up fixing it all the time. Yeah,
so the car's getting a bit long in the tooth now. This is like 11th season of competitive motorsport, and when I built everything, the wishbones, the drive shafts, the subframes, all these bits and pieces, they were built so many years ago for 330 horsepower that over time the power kept creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, and we were running like 5,500 at the start of this year, and just every round something would break, we'd have component failure. Nothing was designed or manufactured for that kind of power, and to be honest, it was a right old handful, like a real handful. The whole car was just screaming out for me to stop. When did I turn it down? Snetted, I think. Snet 300, snapped another rose joint. So turned it down to 330 and instantly fell back in love with it. It's brilliant. You can get all over, you can drive it really, really hard, and nothing's broken since then. So yeah, we're going to run the rest of the season out at 330 horsepower. It's not enough to be competitive in Club Pro anymore. It'll midfield finish, but it's not a class winning car anymore at that sort of power. So it's a bit sad, but we're still having loads of fun. We're still setting PBs, so I've got to be happy with that, really.
Oh, that's amazing. If you turn it down, you're still setting PBs.
Yeah, it's good. It just shows that the rest of everything else is good, and maybe I've learned something over the past 20 years about how to drive the damn thing. But no, it's really good. We're having a great year. It's just hard, a lot of hard work.
Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, a not eventful afternoon, and good luck out there.
Thank you ever so much, Susie. Thank you.
Cheers.
That's Attack 2, session 3 today from Brands. Yeah, strange session that one. Car felt good. Sadly, the Garmin that we use, the Garmin catalyst that we use, wouldn't switch on with the car. So I had no data, I had no lap timer. Did 3 or 4 laps that I thought felt good. They weren't. So we come in with like a 52.7 or something, not very good at all. However, it was good enough for 3rd place. So we elected to just take the 3rd place today for that session and just look after the car, nurse it to the end. After all the hard work, just want to get to the end and get a full day of points from a car that really should not be here at all. So yeah, everything felt great. It felt like a good lap, but typically it wasn't. Tends to go that way sometimes. When you think you've got a good lap, it isn't. When the lap doesn't feel that good, it turns out to be okay. So we've messed around with tyre pressures a little bit, finding that the near side front tyre is getting worked extremely hard. So we've changed the pressures on that a little bit. Other than that, it's a splash of fuel, torque the wheels, and get ready for super attack in about an hour's time.
Darren Spooner, it was so interesting what he was saying earlier about how much happier he is with the car now that he's dialed the power back.
Yeah.
Even if it's theoretically not as competitive as it used to be or something like that, but he was just so much happier with how it drove.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, between rounds, our drivers have to do, and their teams have to do a lot of work to keep these cars going. And obviously, if you have to fix the car between every round, it's a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I was quite frankly amazed to see Darren Spooner here today, because obviously they had that off Alton hit the hole and actually almost pretty much demolished the front end of the car, and so he's had to kind of remake all of those parts. Nothing's off the shelf. But yeah, great to see it back. Absolutely loved this car. As he said though, dialed down from the max power it can run, but just so that hopefully he gets to take it home and he has fun with the car.
I mean, he said he built it 20 years ago or something, and he's been driving this exact chassis for a long time.
Yeah, and it's it's an older car as well.
Yeah,
so
it's so cool.
Not easy to kind of like find parts for. So, but yeah, it's great to see him back out today. Like I say, only 2 weeks to kind of like turn that around from Alton Park.
Yeah,
So
incredible. Yeah, what a turnaround.
Fantastic effort.
Yeah, I must admit, I thought that was going to be him out for a little while because it looks pretty big.
Well, there's several people here today that I did not expect to see today in different classes. So again, just a real testament to the the drivers and their teams of the work that goes in behind the scenes to get the cars here.
So just back in from Super Attack, final session here at Brands Hatch today. What an amazing result. We've progressed through the day, starting off at some really out there, crazy slow times, improving all day long to I think a 51.6 or a 51.7, I can't exactly remember, but progressed all through the day, just getting a bit more confidence in the car, using it a bit harder, just having some faith in the repairs that have been done. And yeah, it might not be, my fastest lap time or anywhere near it, but as far as results go for effort put in, I'll take this one every day. Considering the car shouldn't even be here, being returned from being jigged on Friday to, a 51.6 or 51.7 with little or no prep regarding setup, tuning, modification or enhancement for this event, just simply panel back up and put that together. It's pretty remarkable. I'm pretty much over the moon, to be honest, and yeah, really grateful for everybody who helped me get to this point. We did expect to try and push for a podium in the final, but I just couldn't get front end grip going into Paddock Hill. Every time I tried to push a little bit harder to get that terminal lap time down, the front end of the car just gave way. I think we're probably due some new tyres. They've been, oh God knows, 3 years, 4 years old now, and we've run them all season long, so I think they're done. But listen, I think we've ended up fourth, a couple of tenths away from third, with a car that was put back together in a day. So really, really pleased. Massive thank you to everybody who helped out. Fix Auto for the jigging work, Bradley for the splitter, and P1 Composites, Shiro at P1 for getting all the carbon work done. And everybody who's came over to say well done today and offered support and help through the past 10 days. It's been, I couldn't have done it without you. It's truly remarkable, the spirit of the motorsport paddock when times get tough. So yeah, put the car back in the trailer in one piece, thank God, and get home for a week's worth of sleeping, I think. That's it, Brands Hatch, round 6 complete, and on to the next one.